On March 17, 2000, a mass grave in Uganda revealed the haunting details of what would become one of the country's darkest days. 778 bodies lay lifeless, their deaths initially categorized as a mass suicide. But that story didn't hold. As investigators dug deeper, evidence emerged that told a far more chilling tale. These individuals met their end through strangulation and stabbing. Who could commit such atrocities? The answer remains shrouded in mystery. The scene was one of horror. In a rural area near the small village of Kanungu, authorities arrived at the site and uncovered nearly 1,000 lives lost. An event that attracted international media attention as the world grappled with how this could happen in modern times. But here's where it gets unsettling. Many of the deceased were members of the movement for the restoration of the 10 Commandments of God, a cult that had drawn thousands into its fold, promising salvation and an escape from what they portrayed as a corrupt world. Founded by former Catholic priests, the movement gained traction in Uganda throughout the late 1990s, attracting followers with its strict adherence to divine commandments and apocalyptic prophecies. But inside this community of fervent believers, something sinister was brewing beneath the surface. In those final days leading up to March 17th, voices grew louder among the leadership about an impending apocalypse, a day when followers would ascend to heaven. But rather than a heavenly promise fulfilled, tragedy became their fate. As rumors spread about impending cataclysms, panic took hold within the cult. Members were instructed not to leave their modest homes. They were told that outside forces sought to destroy them. In retrospect, it's chilling to consider that these very leaders orchestrated their ultimate demise while convincing them they were saving them from worldly evils. But there's more to uncover here. Following that grim discovery in Kanungu, investigations led authorities down a twisted path filled with deception and betrayal. A complex web began to unravel. Reports surfaced claiming some cult leaders fled before law enforcement arrived on site. Where did they go? No answers have satisfied investigative minds since that day. And then came whispers of mass disappearances preceding the massacre. Where did all those loyal followers vanish? Were they silenced by those who claimed to lead them? Who holds accountability for these heinous acts? Beyond mere speculation lies an unsettling fact. Despite intensive investigations, many questions remain unanswered. In another twist in this tragic saga, weeks after discovering victims at Kanungu, police received tips leading them across Uganda, and bodies kept emerging. Not just connected bodies, but even family members who had once been part of this community began appearing lifeless. The casualty list rose alarmingly high. Hundreds fell victim to this orchestrated nightmare. The government reaction was swift but unclear. Imposing crackdowns on cults like these seemed necessary, but also pointed toward neglecting why communities were drawn into such extreme beliefs in the first place. Now yet, another layer comes into play. Motives behind these killings remain speculative, but people pondered. Was it mere manipulation gone wrong? Or perhaps revenge and control masked as religious zealotry drove the bloodshed? Some survivors hinted at disagreements over financial resources and power struggles within leadership ranks, but still no clear consensus. So here we find ourselves confronted with riddles wrapped in shadows. Was this tragedy merely rooted in madness fueled by dogma, or calculated execution cloaked under false promises? Reports indicate some leaders might still be living freely. If so, do they bear any weight of responsibility? Ultimately, the room is darkened further by one last question echoing endlessly. What does it take for belief to transmute into violence, driving humanity towards savage ends? The answers may never fully come into view, but as long as we remember this tragic loss and seek understanding behind human behavior, it may guide us to prevent similar tragedies unfolding yet again somewhere in our world today.